Hey everyone, it's Apache here and welcome back to FTB Beyond here on the CreedCraft server. Today we're going to be having a look at the Draconic Evolution power storage. You can see here I've got the Draconic tablets right there. And so, this is an amazing manual. It tells you everything you need to know about Draconic Evolution, and it's even got links on here to Direwolf 20 Spotlight review on the mod. So you can click on these and go straight to YouTube videos on them. Today we are looking at the, let's see, which one is it? The Energy Storage Core, this one here. And so this is the device that we're going to be building. And these come in different tiers. So tier 1 stores 45 million RF, tier 7 stores 2.14 trillion, and then tier 8, it's not infinite, but it's kind of the largest number that you can do in programming, so the maximum value of an unsigned long number in programming terms. I think that's what it is anyway, something like that. And we're going to need to use some of these ribbon cores and the energy cores that we made last episode for the arms in the armour. We're also going to need some of these energy core stabilizers, and they're fairly easy to make as well. They are these 4 diamonds around a particle generator, and these particle generators are a Draconic core, 4 blaze rods and 4 pieces of redstone. And we're also going to need 2 of these energy pylons, one for inputting and one for outputting, and we'll need 2 glass as well to put these spheres on the top. So all of this will become clear as we go through the episode, and I'll walk you through each step of it. I'm still learning all of this, so I'm learning it, doing it, and then telling you how I've done it essentially, or kind of learning it with you on the spot. And so we'll need 2 of these energy pylons as well, and then again these are fairly simple to make. So I think we should actually be able to make a fairly decent one of these, because I have got, if I come out of this for a minute and come out of that horrible F5 mode, I've made a ton of Draconic ore, an absolute ton of it. I've brought this barrel up from downstairs from the Woot machine, and I've been feeding this into 2 alloy smelters here and straight into this refined storage system, and I've been taking that out of the refined storage system and putting it over here into this drawer here. So we have currently nigh on 2,000 blocks of Draconic, of Draconium. So that is going to do us for pretty much everything we're going to need. If we have a look in here again, we can see even the tier 7 only uses 210 Draconium blocks. The tier 8, this is very, very expensive, and this uses 786 Draconium blocks. So we've even got enough to make the tier 7. But I think I want to kind of test out which one. Do you think we should go for the tier 7 from the start? I mean, we've got enough. We can get the energy core. Let's just get the energy core and the 36 energy core stabilizers first, and then we've got enough to make everything up to tier 7 anyway. Okay, so I've filtered this list to give us just the Draconic Evolution stuff, and you can see here is the energy core and the energy pylons. Here is the particle generator and the energy core stabilizer. And so we're going to need 1 of these energy cores first of all. So we'll need 2 of these ribbon energy cores. So we'll get us a 1 and 2 of those, and that should give us everything for the energy core. So there's the first piece of the puzzle. Second piece of the puzzle, we need 2 of these, and so there we go. And then we're going to need 36 of these. So I'll get, how many is that? 23, 30, 36 of those. And then we need to turn all of those into these ones. So if I shift right click or shift left click on those, I get the energy core stabilizers there. And so that is the third piece of the puzzle. And so now the only thing left is the actual blocks themselves. Okay, so I've been having a look through the manual, and I'm thinking that so long as we've got the materials to do a tier 7, why don't we just go straight for it? I'm outside here because I'm going to kind of prototype out the design for it first and see exactly how this thing works, because I haven't used it before. So I want to find out kind of exactly what it entails and how big it's going to be, what the dimensions of it are, and then I can actually find somewhere to fit it in. I don't want to just build it out here and then build around it. I want to actually have somewhere for it to go. So I will build it out here first and then see what it's going to do after then. So I'm going to need a bit of scaffolding here. So I've got some these laboratory bricks here because it's the most abundant block that I've got at the moment. And so I think I will have it around about here. Let's say about in line with the smeltery over there. So yeah, here will be fine. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And I think that is going to be tall enough. So if we put the energy core on the top of here now, I'm going to pull the things out by 8 as well, I think. If I right click on this energy core, then you can see it has a pretty decent GUI inside here. I can set the build guide to active and I can actually tier it up as well. So we can actually set the tier that we want to run at. So if we have a look at tier 7 and then click on the build guide to active. In fact, no, let's go down to tier 1 first and turn the build guide on. So tier 1 is just the energy core. That's it. Done. So there's no point in getting a tier 1. A tier 2, if we tier that up, and the animation for this is really nice. If I pull out of there now, and I get rid of the scaffolding blocks now actually. Let's get rid of all of these. There we go. So you can see there's some cubes around here now, and if I go closer into it, they start disappearing. And then if we tier up again, and I come out, you'll see they start appearing and disappearing as you get closer and further away from it. So it shows you the different layers that you need to build. So that's for tier 3. Tier 4 one, you start using redstone blocks here. So you've got redstone in the centre with draconium blocks around the outside. That's a fairly simple design again. A tier 5, advanced stabilizers required, so that's why we've got these 36. So we can go straight for tier 5 and above. And so this turns out to look like that, with more redstone in the centre and the draconium around the outside. Tier 6 is bigger still, and as we go in you can see lots of layers of the redstone blocks inside. And then the one we're looking at, tier 7, so that's going to be this, which gives us a fair amount of space underneath to work. That's okay. I may want it a little bit taller. And then if we go for the tier 8 one, which is what we will eventually want, this is big. So these are awakened draconium blocks around the outside. I'm going to need to use fusion crafting to make those, so we won't be able to go for this straight away because these take a huge amount of power to actually make in the first place. So we're going to need a tier 7 one to store the power we're going to need to make the tier 8 one, if that makes sense. And so this still gives us enough space to walk underneath it, it still gives us enough space to put a pylon underneath it, and so I think that might do for placement. So we'll pull it back down to a tier 7, and I need to make sure that I've got enough room, because it's 8 off the floor, so out of this side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, that looks fine. And for the tier 8, is that still big enough? Just. So if I put one of these on here, that's what I'm thinking. And so that's how far out these will be. So we're not going to be amazingly far out, you're not going to see the laser beams from them, quite as much as you would if they were further away. However, in the space where I'm thinking of putting them, that shouldn't be a problem at all. So I think that's okay, and I'll put the rest of these in. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'll take this back down to tier 7. There we go. 2, 4, 6, 8. And then this last one, 2, 4, 6, and 8. So now we can put these stabilizers around the outside. And I really like these with the advanced ones. It's one of the reasons why I wanted to go for one of the higher tier first, is because I really like the look of these when you put them into 9x9 to make the advanced stabilizers. So you can see it's a square at the moment, but as soon as I put the last one of these in, it turns into this beautiful circle type thing here. Unfortunately you can't fly through it. I was wondering whether you could use these as kind of rings to go through, like in an elevator or something. You can have a 1-block elevator going up and down inside it, but unfortunately you can't. That's a real shame, actually. I'm tempted to have a look, see if we could do something like this in Chisel and Bits or Architecture Craft, and play around with some fluid designs for shapes and geometry. One of the things I love about this game, and love about the kind of the architecture in this game, is the use of geometry and kind of geometric shapes, and being able to craft fairly decent looking circles and stuff like that, and kind of complex shapes from just cubes, from just bits basically. And so I would love to be able to create something like this in Chisel and Bits. Something like this ring here. So there is all 4 of the energy stabilizers put in place. So now I need to take the scaffolding out of here, making sure we don't destroy the core. So there's those. I'll stand on top of it, make it a little bit quicker. Because I've only just used this, or made this this pickaxe, it's not quite as fast as the ones I've been using before, which is a shame. So I'm still getting used to the speed of it. And now we want these draconian blocks. So if I just go to there, we need a few stacks of those and redstone. We're going to need a few stacks of these as well. But not the red sand, the redstone. So put that in there, and now we can start building this up. I may actually build this up in a speedy up bit because there's a fair few blocks to place here. So let's get on with it. And there we go. So that's it done. Didn't take too long to build. So now we've got to turn it on. And it's fairly simple to turn on. But first of all, I want to just do a little bit of counting here. Find out how far away from this we are. So we are 3 away. 1, 2, and 3. And so if we come up to the top here, and go 1, 2, and 3, and I'll put one of these energy pylons on there. Take all this stuff away again. And then come down here, and I think this should be 1, 2, and 3. So we're actually just into the floor with this. So that is that one there. And we'll put that one down there. Okay, so we have the input here. I'm going to need a couple of glass panes as well. I think they have to be actual glass. So I'm hoping I've still got some in my refined storage unit from making the solar panels. So let's just have a quick look. And yes, I've got plenty. So let's gather 2 of those and we'll head back out. Okay, so we want one underneath here, and that will form to be a sphere on the facing down there. And then we want one here as well, and this will face up. And if we have a look at these, I think it's I can't remember if you right click. It does say something about it in the book. I'll have a look if it's not that. Is it shift right click? Aha, shift right click on the sphere. Or right click on the sphere to actually turn it from output, which is the arrows facing out, to input, the arrows facing in, and this is blue. And you can see this is kind of purple and red on there, and this is purple and blue. And so we want this to be an input, and I will take another block out in the bottom there, and I will get a flux point. So one of these flux points into there, and we can turn that on, and I want to ignore the limit. So I want to see just how much power we can get into this thing straight away. So I can then put all of this dirt back in, and I will leave this one for now because I want this to be the output. But I need to fill it up before we can start working with it. So just make sure this is in the right place. Have I moved this over one too many? No. Yes, that's good. Okay, and now if we right click on the energy core stabilizer here, you can see we get the same grid as we did with the energy core, and we don't need the build guide, don't need to tear it up or down, and so we can just activate it, and there we go. Look at that. That's huge. I may want to move these further away because as you can see the beams on them are pretty impressive, and at the moment we're not making the best out of them. You can actually go inside it. You can't go inside this, but you can actually go inside the beams here. It's good to know that they don't actually damage you at all. So are we getting any power into this? No, we're not yet. I thought we would be. So do I need the stabilizers on here? Sorry, the flux points on here. Is that doing anything? I'll try it up here as well with this. So main power, limit and pulse. Is that doing anything? If I right click this, aha, there we go. So that is actually now sending power into this. You can see it's going fairly quickly, but we're only on 0.001 or 0.01% of filling it up. But we are filling it up 1,000,000 RF per tick, so it's going pretty well. And we're still able to fly as well, which is quite impressive actually. I didn't think we'd be able to fly with this. So I'm going to take, where is it? Which side did I do it on? This one off, this flux point. And I'm going to take the, this doesn't seem like it's doing anything. Ah, these sides need to be open. Okay, I didn't know that. So we'll open the sides up like that. And so now we're getting quite a lot into here. And we're almost on 0.1%. So you can see how long this is going to take to fill up. But we'll leave it going. We'll see how much how long overnight, say, how much it fills up overnight. I've got the solar panels on the top of the roof over there. I'm still able to fly around, which is really nice, and it's not causing any noticeable lag, either frame rate lag or TPS lag, which I'm glad about. There's always a little bit of lag on this server. We're still trying to lag bust as much as we can, but this isn't adding to the problem at all, which is nice to see. If we go over to Avneor's setup over here, he's got a lot more stuff around the area. He's got both his pylons on the floor here, but he's also got his grid power here, and you can see as soon as I come into this area, the fusion crafting stuff, and as soon as I try to fly over, or even walk into the area, it starts really lagging. So I don't know what that's about. You see there, we just had another skip. Let's see if we can get out of there. There we go. So yeah, I'm not sure what it is over there. It may be something under the ground in his base. He's got elevators down here, which take you down underground. He's got an AE system set up, and a nice little farm area with some ender lilies and redstone. This may be causing some lag. Yeah, this might just be causing some lag here. You never know. I'm gonna have to talk to Avneor, I think. see if we can do some lag busting in this area anyway. It doesn't seem to be causing too much problem, it's just when you're flying over. And then there's a quantum quarry as well, so yeah. There's a few things here which we can sort out. Just a quick impromptu base tour as well there. So, I'm glad I've got this set up. I'm going to have a look at the time on the video, see if we can actually start anything else today. And I'll be right back with you. So unfortunately this is all we've got time for this episode. I can't really get into the fusion crafting now, however much I would like to. It is quite an involved process. So we'll be kicking off with that straight away at the beginning of next episode. So thank you very much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment and subscribe on the video and to the channel. And I will see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please consider supporting me by subscribing to the channel and liking and commenting on the videos. Thanks. See you next time.